benefits than rural hospital benefits while this state suffers and people die. That should piss you off. It pisses me off. I've voted Republican my entire life, but I cannot support David Wrdw.
Maybe PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Follow News 1226 on Instagram to see what's trending in your area.
News 1226 would like to wish you love, joy, and peace this holiday season.
Happy holidays from the News 1226 family to yours.
On your side, this is News 12 First at 5.
We begin First at 5 with an update on an Augusta murder. Mario Bernardo Romero Gonzalez, the suspect in a deadly stabbing, is now behind bars. Columbia County deputies making the arrest just a few hours ago, around 2. Gonzalez is charged with murder, accused of stabbing a woman to death at her home last night on Milledgeville Road in Augusta. The victim, 31-year-old Christina Gavea, was pronounced dead at the scene. Gonzalez was spotted leaving the home in a white Infiniti, but deputies found that car in Evans today, just hours before they found Gonzalez. Also new this afternoon, a 26-year-old has been arrested in connection with the death of a 3-year-old girl. Richmond County deputies have charged Quelvin Brighthop with suspicion of child cruelty. Last Wednesday, the 3-year-old was taken to AU Health, where she died. Her identity has not been released yet, and her body was taken to the GBI for an autopsy. Georgia COVID cases saw a small dip today. The Peach State recorded just over 3,000 cases with 16 deaths. That's 2,000 less than yesterday's count. The 7-day moving average is highest for age group 60 and over, as well as ages 18 to 29. In South Carolina, more than 2,000 cases reported with 21 deaths. The Palmetto State has seen at least 2,000 cases a day since December 2nd. In the last 24 hours, more than 9,700 people got tested with a 21% positivity rate. But overall, both the positivity rate and the total cases did see a dip from yesterday. And those numbers show there is a lot of work to be done in the fight against COVID, but hospitals say they're making progress in a few ways. Brady Trapnell shows us how it's going.
There's still record-breaking COVID numbers inside University Hospital's Somerville campus. With staffing troubles, officials say it's a challenge to open up any more beds. So University is taking nurse recruitment to Facebook Live. Today, they hosted a live hiring event with an opportunity for nurses to interview immediately and potentially have a new job by the end of the day. They say their goal is to hire 100 nurses. If they can do that, they say they might not need as many travel nurses. But they're also dealing with another challenge, getting doses of the Pfizer vaccine. University officials say they received a little over 100 doses late Friday, but their frontline staff is about 600 strong. Lori Ott with University says they need more.
It's really important for a hospital like University, which is playing a lion's share of the role in caring for our COVID population inpatient in our community, that we be able to get those vaccines. We would like it to be, 5 or 6 times what we got last time.
A University Hospital says they expect to receive more doses of the Pfizer vaccine and their first shipment of the Moderna vaccine likely later this week. And coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll have good news on AU Health's vaccine process. Reporting in Augusta, Brady Trapnell on your side.
Taking a look out over Aiken, we have our buddy, the Hawk Genevieve, out there on the first day of winter solstice, Riley.
And he is, or she is, enjoying a beautiful view out there. We are tracking down in the last couple minutes before we can actually see the Great Conjunction out there later this evening. You can see where Genevieve is. There's a little bit of a breeze, sustained winds in Aiken at 14 miles an hour. We actually are expecting some breezy conditions through this evening and tonight, especially for around area lakes. So we do have lake wind advisories in effect until 10 a.m. Tuesday. That's mainly just if you're going up to Clarks Hill, Lake Murray, anything like that. Night ideal for boaters since it is pretty choppy out there. Through this evening, we are expecting clear skies, so Genevieve going to have a perfect opportunity to check out Saturn and Jupiter between 5 and 7 o'clock, between mainly 5:40 and 7 o'clock this evening is the best time to check that out. Look towards the southwestern sky, pretty much just right after sunset. We're going to be able to see Saturn and Jupiter just kind of aligned in the night sky. Should be cool to check out. We'll have much more on the forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Aiken County investigators have charged a man in connection with a 2018 murder in Wardville. 20-year-old Denzel Jackson is accused of shooting 39-year-old Travis Young back in November of 2018. Jackson's been in jail accused of another murder. He's facing charges in the death of Derek Curry, who went missing May of last year. A second person's also behind bars, 43-year-old Christy Green, charged with accessory after the fact in connection to that 2018 murder of Travis Young. Law enforcement all over the area working hard to find these missing people. 60-year-old Mike Jones, he was last seen Wednesday in Waynesboro on West 8th Street near the Trinity Temple Church of God. Jones has a black and white beard, and he could be suffering from dementia. In Richmond County, deputies are searching for 16-year-old Alexis McFall. She was last seen Wednesday. She was on Deansbridge Road near Wheeless Road. Her hair is burgundy, and she might be wearing a pink hoodie. Richmond County deputies also looking for Emmanuel Williams. He was last seen right before Thanksgiving on Willhaven Drive off of Gordon Highway. He's homeless, but people say they've seen him around Broad Street. In the Palmetto State, CVS will start giving the vaccine to people living in long-term care facilities. They are set to start that a week from today. They'll work with more than 680 long-term care homes to give out those vaccines. They'll head to each facility to give staff and residents those initial and second doses. Also in the Palmetto State, state representatives fighting to get a mask mandate bill passed. Take a look at this map. You can see those dark green states. Those are states that have statewide mask mandates. The light green states do not. You can see Georgia and South Carolina do not. Exceptions for the mandate would include kids under 5, people with special medical conditions. People caught not following the rules, if this passes, would get a $25 fine for the first offense, $50 for the second, $100 anytime after that. Democratic and Republican leaders blocking early voting ends for everyone on New Year's Eve. A mother and daughter preparing to hand out hundreds of these blue friendship bracelets to local law enforcement. Originally, the pair said the plan was to give them out to deputies in Richmond County, but since they have so many, they're going to be giving those out in Columbia County as well. The duo says their goal is to get the community involved, and we'll have more about the message behind the mission at 6 o'clock. With Christmas just 4 days away, kids are asking the important questions.
Will Santa still be able to visit me in coronavirus season? But if he can't go to anyone's house or near his reindeer?
Dr. Fauci took to Sesame Street to reassure all the kids out there Santa will be able.
I took a trip up there to the North Pole. I went there and I vaccinated Santa Claus myself. I measured his level of immunity, and he is good to go.
And you can also see Santa in person, of course, with masks and social distancing, but you can head over to our website to see where he will be around the CSRA. Kids picking out clothes, toys, anything they could get their hands on, thanks to the Columbia County Sheriff's Office. Day with a deputy. 48 kids got $250 each to splurge at Walmart this morning. Deputies say with a year like this, it is a great chance to give back.
So with 2020, we know 2020 has been a year of a lot of things. So we just want to be able to share this with the kids.
Columbia County deputies have done this for 18 years. They say it always brings a smile around the holidays. Well, proof you don't have to be a grown-up to be a hero. A family learns how brave their little boy is. We talked to him about how he saved his little sister.
And we are expecting a nice next couple of days, but by Christmas Eve, we do have a strong cold front heading our way. We'll take a look at it coming up in that full forecast.
What's he hiding? So many questions, so few answers. John Ossoff won't hold China accountable. He works for them.
A heads up for your commute if you take the bus. All Richmond County Transit services stop on Christmas Eve at 6 p.m. There won't be service on Christmas Day either, but remember all rides are free for the rest of the month. For a full list of the last bus times, you can head to our website, wrdw.com. Well, you'll probably want to step outside as the sun is setting tonight. Something pretty cool. Jupiter and Saturn will look closer to each other than they have in 800 years, making it look like a single star, or as some are calling it, the Christmas star. So, Riley, this is once in 8 lifetimes, so when should we get outside? I'd hate to miss this.
Yeah, definitely check it out later this evening. It's going to be visible pretty much right after sunset. So between around 5:30 p.m. to around 7 p.m. this evening is going to be the ideal time to check this out. You're going to want to look towards the southwest sky, so pretty much where that sun is going to set, you're going to want to kind of look in that general vicinity. It's going to be very easy to see, though, because Jupiter is very bright. It's much brighter than Saturn, and this is what's going to make it just look like one bright object out there in the sky. So not technically a star, these are planets, but it will look very bright and very cool out there later this evening. High pressure is keeping us quiet, and while our skies are going to be clear if you're going to check out that conjunction later tonight, this is going to keep our weather fairly mild at least through Wednesday afternoon, bring us a lot of sunshine tomorrow, and at least stay sunny through at least the first half of our Wednesday. By Wednesday afternoon, we'll likely start to see a few clouds filter in here ahead of this next system that is going to start bringing us rain, most likely as early as Thursday morning. Highest rain chances look to be around midday Thursday into Thursday afternoon as this main front just kind of swings on through. Now, this is going to be a strong front. We are expecting this to bring us some windy conditions. We'll likely see lake wind advisories, and it is going to bring us some heavy rain. But as far as rain totals, don't look to exceed an inch across most of the area. And you're definitely going to notice a big drop in temperatures behind that rain. On Christmas Day, we are only expecting high temperatures in the 40s, so we are going to see a big temperature drop behind that rain later this week. As far as how much rain we could see with this frontal passage on Thursday, not looking like we're going to see a whole lot, but it will be enough to where maybe potentially half inch to even up to an inch in a few places. This is just looking at a range of totals across the area. Most of us kind of fall within that window of around half inch to maybe up to an inch in those higher totals found across the area. Now, the next couple mornings, we're going to be waking up chilly down into the 30s Tuesday, Wednesday morning. We're going to see a big jump in those lows as that system does move through Thursday. But Friday into the weekend, we are expecting a big drop in those low temperatures down into the mid to upper 20s, waking up Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday heading into the weekend as well. Christmas Eve, not looking great for outdoor plans. I would definitely say Christmas Day looks much better than what we're going to see the day before. Temps are generally going to be in the 50s and 60s as that rain does move on through. And then we're going to see a big drop in those temperatures for our Christmas Day. Waking up Christmas morning, most likely near 30 degrees, and those high temperatures are really going to struggle to make it out of the 40s as we head later into Christmas Day. But at least it will be sunny out there for us. Take a look at Genevieve over our Aiken camera here, and you can see those tail feathers flying. It is pretty breezy out there, and we are expecting breezy conditions through this evening, so lake wind advisories will be in effect until tomorrow morning. But at least the next couple of days, we're going to say hello to the mid-60s. How about that? Fantastic weather through Wednesday afternoon. That rain definitely likely Thursday, but luckily Christmas Day looking beautiful, just a little bit on the chilly side, and those temperatures do bump up a little bit as we roll into the weekend.
A terrifying moment for a Tennessee family after waking up to find their house on fire. While rushing to get everyone out, the parents weren't able to get to their 22-month-old daughter. But as Erica Lunsford reports, an unsuspecting hero stepped in.
Last week, while Nicole Davison and her family were sleeping,
At about 11:30, someone woke me up, and I know it was God.
their home was on fire. She and her husband, Chris, jumped out of bed to save their family.
And he grabbed a fire extinguisher trying to buy me time to get the kids. And I grabbed the boys because they were the closest to the fire.
With the blaze spreading quickly, they ran outside, but their 22-month-old daughter was still inside her crib.
The scariest moment of my life was when I thought we couldn't get her.
That's when Eli, their 7-year-old son, went through the bedroom window to save his sister.
Well, Dad bust the window, and then I said, I can't do it about 2 times, and then I said, I got her, Dad. And when we got down there, I said that I was scared, but I didn't want my sister to die.
A heroic act from a courageous little boy.
It's okay to be scared, but you're brave inside and you can do it when you want to.
Oh my gosh, what that little boy must have been going through. Oh, we're just so thankful he was there and how brave he was in that moment. Buckets and shovels, big and small, to some folks along the Georgia coast. They aren't beach trash. They're something old that can be made new again. We'll show you how they're doing it. A group of Tybee Island families found a fun and creative way to give new life to old beach toys that were left behind in the sand. Mariah Congato shows us what they're doing.
We're out here probably almost every day, and every time we come out here, we end up with toys, and we come home with toys.
With the help of 6 Tybee Island families came Rebeachables.
This is also why our stuff we clean.
The program is made up of volunteers who take discarded beach toys, clean them up,
We had to clean all of this. It was really, really hard.
and make them good as new.
We rebag them up, and they get distributed out to vacation rentals, hopefully to be used again by other kids, so they will use those instead of buying new toys all over again.
Tybee Clean Beach volunteers are constantly picking up trash off the beach, and more often than not, they try to find a way to repurpose the materials they recover.
We're just trying to reuse perfectly good material instead of landfilling or trying to recycle. So nobody wants beach toys for recycling.
Arnold says this year alone they picked up about 500 toys, and he reminds people that plastic pollution can have a big effect on the environment.
Because they do break down, the effect of the sun and the wind, or they get carried out to sea, or they get buried and just continually degrade. So it becomes a very large problem.
I think it's important for them to see the changes they themselves can make.
Jones and Arnold say getting the kids involved is a great way to show them the effects of littering.
Does it make you feel good to do your part?
They won't be polluters in the future, and they advocate for their parents and their friends to do better than that.
Mermaid Cottages Vacation Rentals will be putting a bag full of shovels, sand molds, and buckets in every cottage this spring for future guests to enjoy.
Repeatables! I love that idea. Reduce, reuse, recycle. They pretty much hit all three, Riley.
They definitely do, and love to see that in practice. Awesome stuff. And happy first day of officially winter now. We are hitting the winter solstice this afternoon, and we are going to see some warmer days next few. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast after the break.
And a guitar legend going old school with his latest music, how he's taking it way back. Next.
News 12 wants to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Is playing a different tune these days. The guitarist from Deep Purple is going really old school with his Christmas music. Rick DeMiglia talked with former Deep Purple guitarist Richie Blackmore about his Renaissance-themed Christmas music.
Blackmore's Night is the medieval and Renaissance music group of guitarist Richie Blackmore and his wife, Candace Knight.
We play castles, historical venues. We play a little bit of everything, so it's kind of family-based music. We do Renaissance, rock, folk music, tavern music, instrumentals, you name it, we've got something for everybody.
Here We Come A-Caroling marks their latest foray into ancient arrangements of Christmas music.
We did A Little Town of Bethlehem, too. It's the European English version that Richie actually used to go around singing when he was a wee lad, and he was a caroler and went from door to door collecting shillings.
Yes, shillings. Back in those days, we're going back a couple of 100 years now. And I used to go around carol singing, and I would sing A Little Town of Bethlehem, but it has a totally different melody to the way that it's sung and played here in America.
Decking the halls in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
And Here We Come A-Caroling by Blackmore's Night is out on CD, digitally, and even a limited edition release on translucent green vinyl. How festive. Taking a look outside over downtown Augusta, it's about time for us to see a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon out there, Riley.
It is, Laura. We are getting close here. Within the next 15, 20 minutes, we'll finally lose enough of this daylight to where we will be able to start seeing Saturn and Jupiter. Now, the best time to check this out is that, once again, within the next 15, 20 minutes, we'll start to see Saturn and Jupiter appear in the southwest sky somewhere around this area. And remember, they're just going to appear very close together, which is just going to make it look like one bright object. Should be pretty cool to check out here next 15, 20 minutes. Not too chilly out there, but likely going to need a jacket if you're stepping out to check out the Great Conjunction tonight. Temps generally in the 50s the next several hours, and then dipping into the 40s before midnight. And then by tomorrow morning, depending how much wind we see, if we stay fairly breezy overnight, we'll likely stay warmer than these numbers. But if those winds do calm down, we are expecting some spots to get into the upper 30s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon looks fantastic. Most of us at least hitting 60 tomorrow, but a number of us likely hitting the mid-60s, including us here in Augusta. We'll hang on to nice weather on Wednesday, but rain definitely looks possible, or actually looks likely on Thursday, more than possible. On Friday, we finally clear out. It is going to be fairly chilly behind that rain on Thursday. Christmas Day high is only in the 40s, and then heading into the weekend, those morning lows down into the mid-20s.
A COVID relief bill just around the corner. We're talking with experts about the impact here locally and when people might start seeing checks. The news continues here on First at 5. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Únase a mí todas las noches con las últimas noticias del CSRA, Noticias del Día, en wrdw.com y nuestra página de Facebook.